So let me guess, you clicked on this video because you want to get into the commodities business or trade in commodities, and you're looking to get rich real quick. Well, I don't think you're gonna do it with commodities. It's kind of a secret little club. The guys that make the big bucks in commodities, they have their own little club, and you're not really in it. But I can tell you this about commodities. Welcome to my commodities desk. Here it is. You know, a lot of people deal in commodities and you don't even know it. You got farmers. When they sell their crops, they're selling it to a middleman. And that middleman, he gathers the crops from all the different farmers, and then he turns around and he sells it. So those are commodities. You can have commodities that are foods and vegetables and, you know, all that type of stuff. And then you got your metals markets, which is like copper and brass and aluminum. And that's the kind of commodities that I deal in every day, every week. And then I take the funds that I make off of that and I invest it. There is no real get rich quick scheme out there. If that's what you're looking for, you're gonna be looking for a long time, because it's just not there. The only thing that builds wealth is consistency over time. Invest in good companies that are gonna return dividends. Forget all the little fly-by-night startup things, and you know, you hear about them all the time. The guy put in $1,500 and the stock went to 600, and you know, he made a fortune, and now he's making YouTube videos and telling you how to do it because he's the expert. That just doesn't happen. But if you haven't clicked away, I'll show you some of my commodities. The funny thing about my commodities is people just give it to me. I don't have to buy a contract, or I don't have to plant seeds in the ground. I don't have to wait for it to grow. People just give it to me. Here's a piece of brass. Okay, brass is a commodity. So we get this stuff for free. We sort it out into bins. And when the bins get full, we take it to the scrap yard, just like Sanford and Sons did, and we exchange it for cash. And we can do that any day of the week, you know. I checked the other day on the commodities market on what copper was selling for, and it was at $4.21 a pound. And I can tell you this, you know who makes the biggest percentage in commodities? I'll tell you who does, the bottom feeders. The bottom feeders make the majority of the money. So if copper's trading on the futures market at $4.21, I would probably get about $3.20 a pound for my copper. So the guy at the top of the chain, he's got to buy tons and tons of the copper in order to make a few pennies on each pound, where I'm the bottom feeder and I get a bigger percentage than he'll ever see. So yeah, that's just metal, things like that. Steel and iron, cast iron, those are all commodities, and we get a lot of that different stuff all the time. This here is just steel. So yeah, I mean, my whole YouTube channel is about dealing in commodities. So I hope if you're still have stuck around, be sure to subscribe And then go check out my channel page. You got all kinds of videos on how to take apart stuff and how to sort it and know what you're doing, and little tips and tricks that you'll learn so that you can make extra money and you'll be walking around with a sweet roll in your pocket all the time. That there is sticky. It goes into the shred bucket along with that thing. This here I think is stainless steel. Doesn't stick to the magnet, means it's stainless steel. We got a little bucket up there for stainless steel. I think currently right now stainless steel is trading at about 35 cents a pound. This here is from a sink, and it's it's brass, and it looks like that busted off of there. And so this piece here is going to be that piece is brass too. So that'll, both of those will go into the brass bucket, which the brass bucket right now, brass is paying right around the $2 a pound. So yeah, there's a plug out of a plug end. It's your ground plug. That's brass too. These here, you've seen them in hotel rooms, and those are made out of cast aluminum. Unfortunately, they have a steel pin in them, which we need to get out. So we use our angle grinder. We use the angle grinder to get that out, and you notice it was sparking. Steel will spark. Stainless steel will spark. Aluminum, brass, and copper won't throw any sparks when you hit it with a grinding wheel, and that's how you determine what your metals are. So this is cast aluminum, which is usually trades right around 45 cents a pound. And yeah, these here bolts, you can tell they're rusted, so they're just steel, but it all adds up. This here is some type of a hose clamp, and that's stainless steel. So that's gonna go in my stainless steel bucket, just like that. Here's a piece of, it appears to be a piece of aluminum. We'll see if it sticks. It does not stick. So we're gonna put that into sheet aluminum, which I have down here, and cast aluminum down there for the bigger stuff. This here is a toilet handle, and it might be all plastic. Yes, that is all plastic, so that's just garbage. This here is from a door lock, goes into the door. This might be brass. It's magnetic, so it's just steel. We can put that in there. Steel bucket. This here is a handle from a door lock. No sparks coming off of that, so that's gonna be cast aluminum. Looks like here's another one of those. Go into the cast aluminum bucket. Here's a piece of that, a door lock or door latch, security latch from a hotel. I think there's a couple of those in here. There's another one of those. Hose clamps, stainless steel. cast aluminum. These bolts came out of, those are stainless steel. They were in a toilet seat, so stainless steel. Here's a little piece of a sink downspout, and that's probably going to be brass. You can tell by the yellow color that it's brass, and they consider that clean brass, even though it's got that chrome coating on it. So that goes in the old brass bucket. This here, not sure what this came from. Looks like that's just steel. Here's part of a faucet. Somebody already ground it. It's you can see it's got brass underneath, so this is made of brass and coated. So that can go into the brass bucket. This here seems to be sticky, so that's steel. Here's some type of a tag. It's non-magnetic. That's brass. So that can go in the brass bucket. These are the hinges off of a toilet seat. And those are brass. Pretty heavy too. I bet you that's almost a pound. So we'll put that in the old brass bucket. Here's some, those are sticky, so those are just gonna go in our shred bucket. Shred steel. It's steel that isn't clean. There can be foreign things on it, like that piece of plastic on the end of it, and you know, like this. And it's just not worth our time to take that off. So they have a category, they call it shred steel, where they take it and they dump it all into a machine and it grinds everything all up, and there's separators, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. So anyway, that's just shred. This here is another one of those off a toilet seat that was stainless steel, so that goes in the stainless steel bucket. Here's another one of those from a door lock. That's brass. Here's a lock. You can see that the inside of that is brass. Getting them out sometimes can be a problem. Got a little snap ring on there. I think that's a brass. Yeah, that doesn't stick, so that's brass. Come on. How do you come out of there? Looks like maybe I'm not sure. For the sake of the video, we'll put that aside and I'll mess with that some other time. This here's the button from the door. It's on a piece of plastic. I don't know if that's aluminum on there. No, it's actually brass on there. Let's see if we can get that off of there. Well, we got it part way off. So yeah, you're gonna get right into the commodities trading. No investment at all, other than some tools. If you don't have any tools, go to a go to the flea market or garage sales. You can pick up tools that you need real cheap. And you just go from there. And you can scale the business as big as you want. All right, this is being a real pain in the butt. And they do have a category of what they call dirty brass, where if you got stuff that's stuck on there and you can't get it out, you put it in dirty brass and you get paid a little less for it, but you still get paid for it, which I got a whole bucket of that stuff down there. Here's another door latch. It was broke, so we'll put that in our vise here. Got to get this metal pin out of here. One on this side. Got that side off. Got that side off. Need to get rid of that steel pin. So there we go. We got some more cast aluminum. Those were steel. This is steel. This is old Sticky, my magnet. He sticks around, except he won't stick to stainless steel. So see that nut right there, that bolt, that's a stainless steel bolt. This piece here is out of a shower, and that's stainless steel too. That's all sticky, so that just goes in there. So yeah. And then you got your old copper wire. Look at that rusty old thing. That's just steel, and that's steel. All right, let's continue on here. These are door locks from a hotel. Put this stainless steel away. Goes up in there. These door locks are pretty much almost all cast aluminum. Just gotta take some of the stuff out that's steel, so it'll be clean cast aluminum. Otherwise, you'll get a dirty price for it, a breakage price, they call it in some places. So yeah, you gotta, those always have that funny little clip on there, which is steel. And then this should come out of there. Handle comes off. For some reason, that looks like it's copper, but it's not. And I have yet to figure out an easy way to get them out of there, so I just been selling them as dirty aluminum or aluminum breakage, some yards call it. So I got a bucket for that. This is just steel. A couple of more screws here. A screw here. So trading in commodities is a good thing. You know, it's but if you are looking for the big score, and you're still with me, maybe we enlightened you a little bit. I mean, if you want to get rich quick, you know, become a politician, a crooked one, and then you'll be golden. This little sensor light cover thing there's got to come out. Why aren't you wanting to pop out of there? Do you go from this side? Yes, you do. Okay, now that piece of plastic's out. There's no screws in there. We got one screw left there. So we gotta take that out. Oh, that's stuck right on my finger. All right, so that's all cast aluminum now. I can go in the cast aluminum bucket. Here's a steel razor blade that can go in our shred. Here's some more screws. Screws. This one's stainless steel. Goes into stainless steel. This little piece is aluminum. I think that one's stainless. Yep, that one's stainless. This is off the float in a toilet, and that's aluminum. Here is another one. I think it's aluminum just by the weight of it. It's not cast aluminum though, so it goes into the aluminum bucket down there. We got some wires here. Wire cells for a lot of different prices depending upon the thickness of it, whether or not it's got coating on it, the plastic coating. Yeah, there's a lot of different things to learn about wire, but none of it is rocket science, and you'd be able to do it real quick. There's my wire buckets. That's steel. I think this might be brass. No, false alarm, it was just steel. This here's cast aluminum, goes in the cast aluminum bucket. So you see what I'm saying is these are commodities. All of these are commodities. So if you want to deal in commodities, scrapping's a good way to go. Old Sanford and Son, he knew what he was doing. Don't let him fool you. I call that brass. All right, this here, I believe is steel. Yep. So that'll go in our steel shred bucket. This here, I believe, is all steel. I can go in the shred bucket. Here's another one of those plugs out of a plug that burned up. So we got a little piece of brass and a little bit of copper #2 wire. The boards, these little boards and all kinds of boards, computer boards, all of that, they're all commodities. And they're all worth money. And the prices go up and down. So yeah, it's a big world out there, and you just need to find your little piece of it. I hope that you'll check out my channel page and subscribe and learn some more and start scrapping yourself. Here's brass. It's from underneath a sink that plugs up the hole where the thing that raises and closes the water stopper is. That's brass. That goes in the brass bucket, but I missed. think these were steel. Yeah. All right, here we got another one of them door closers. This one was on the door to the pool area, and they had to replace it because, well, you can see it got pretty rusted up from the chlorine and the water all the time. So even with this rubber gasket, it's still, she still went to heck from the water and all of that. So yeah, remember, if you want to get rich, consistency, invest regularly over time in good companies that pay dividends. One of the places that I use, and I want to tell you, I'm not no financial wizard, and do your own research on it, but I have invested in the Investment Company of America for many years, consistently over time. And if you're looking for a good mutual fund that's performed well, and it's a no-load fund if you just contact them direct, then I would suggest that you check them out. If you use a broker, then you have to pay a load on that one because they're brokers. They got to make you broker. Boy, that baby's really rusted right in there. It's got to come out though. Use a bigger hammer. There we go. I think I got a sliver in my finger. Yeah, I can feel that baby in there. She's oh boy, that is really rusted. There we go. That's steel. Let's take this off, a little board in there. All right, I'm going to continue on dealing in commodities, and I hope you'll watch one of the cool videos that's on screen right now.